Well, and
It's
John Travolta's scene is
Oh
very
god,
odd.
on the boat.
Oh, it's awkward.
He's a
It's so
general, right?
awkward.
You can obviously tell that boats are not his thing, and airplanes are actually more his speed.
yeah.
Because he's just like, wait, so I have to walk all the way over here to see the other side of the boat? What? Okay, well, what's this look like?
It's,
Yes.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. This is Screen Riot, and we are here to take a look at the film The Thin Red Line from 1999. John, this was your movie, so what'd you think of it?
Crickets.
I
Crickets.
didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I'm sorry I subjected you gentlemen to it.
Yeah, it's okay. I've watched
Um,
Daddy's movies before, so.
A whole 2 hours and 54 minutes.
I am.
oh, you. Anyway,
I don't care about any of the character. I didn't care about any of the characters at all. I think the movie it's confused about what it wants to be. I think it wants to be the same action caliber of Saving Private Ryan and as profound as Platoon and Apocalypse Now. It fails at both.
Yeah.
I just don't.
It definitely wanted that platoon feel, didn't it?
It did. It wanted that Platoon feel. It wanted the Saving Private. It feels like a student film. It felt like I was watching a student film going, okay, I have to get everything that I learned in class in this film so I can get an A.
You're right, it's very pretentious.
It is. It's so the internal dialogues are they're they're these deep thinkers that are not deep thinkers.
Your glory, mercy, peace, truth. You give calm a spirit.
They're regular old Joe Schmo GI soldier, right? They're
Yeah.
they're not pondering the meaning of life and why is there horrible war in nature and how did I get here? I'm supposed to be loving my wife who's swinging upside down on a swing. Oh no, that's just a directorial thing that threw me off of that threw me out of the film. It's
Well,
so I can't.
yeah. I was just going to touch on
all right,
it too. Go
no,
ahead.
give me one second. The one
Yeah.
thing that I did kind of like about it, is it did kind of the same thing with their big time actors that were in it that 1917 did.
Mhm.
Whereas they had the larger actors in bit parts instead of in the main actor parts. So I can kudos to the Thin Red Line for that. But
Okay.
other than that, I don't like it.
Yeah.
We're
So-
gonna say it.
Well, no, I was just going to say, I think part of the reason why the script, the voiceovers, etc., feel so disjointed is because they don't even have the actors that are being the actors on screen doing the voiceovers. Most of the voiceovers were done by Billy Bob Thornton, who, to my knowledge, is not in the movie anywhere.
And you can tell.
Yeah.
can tell it was him.
But it's
They're saying it was
odd.
Billy Bob Thornton that
Yeah.
did the voiceovers?
And it's odd because I have the strange feeling
Wow.
there's a few things that are odd about this, but I had the strange feeling that he never actually was on set. He didn't know what was taking place in the movie. They just said, "Hey, read these lines."
Oh, yeah,
and
for
he
sure.
went, "Cool," and then read the lines. He had no clue what was actually taking place. It's similar to we were talking about this earlier, but Adrian Brody is supposed to be, according to the book, he's the main character. And in this movie, he's barely there. He doesn't even really show up.
Yeah,
right?
he's like
he played
10 minutes of
Fight.
screen time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is a Pulitzer Prize winning novel
yeah,
that
That
was
was-
ruined because of this movie.
yeah. Well, and Adrian Brody was so surprised. Yeah, apparently he went to the Oscars expecting to
Well, the premiere.
the premiere. Excuse me. He
Yeah.
went to the premiere expecting to be like, "Hey, this is my new movie. You know, I'm the key actor. I'm the main actor." And he watched the movie and went, "Where the hell am I? Why am I not in the movie?" It was over an hour worth of Adrian Brody footage was cut from the final version. Just that alone
Jeez.
Which
changes so much
Well,
of
yeah,
what's
and
going on.
I was trying to find. I was watching a lot of other. That's probably going to hurt our ratings, but I was
Yeah.
watching a lot of other reviews, trying to find something redeeming
Mhm.
that I missed. Like, okay,
Yeah.
did I miss something? Did I miss some kind of meaning here?
Hmm.
Am I just an idiot? Right. Well, a couple of people, a couple of other reviewers mentioned that Tony Malick, that's the director,
Terrence
right?
Malick.
Terrence Malick
Yeah.
found this movie in the editing room. He thought that he was making one movie,
Oh God.
and then in the editing room created another more
To be
Yeah.
masterful piece of film.
to be fair, some films, they evolve, from
They
what's in your
do,
head while shooting to something
but
that
he
comes
shouldn't have
along in the
changed it. He
editing.
did not. I would love to. I would love to see the movie he was supposed to make, that he was making.
What the studio paid for?
Well, and
There's
and
that
and
too.
I get what Justin's saying, but typically you don't do that. You don't do that with two things typically, in my mind anyway. You don't do that with something that's already coming from a book that already has an established following, etc. I don't
True.
think that you
Right.
find the movie in the editing room. And the second thing is with an epic like this that's 3 hours long that probably had somewhere in the neighborhood of, I don't know, 150 hours of footage, probably more, right? To cut down to that 3 hours to decide in the editing room, oh man, you know what's amazing is if what if Adrian Brody, what if Fife really didn't even barely exist in this movie? What would that look like? And then just kind of go left field. It's just odd
Or I
because
wonder if we can make a movie that looks somewhat like a nature documentary.
yeah, but you know what's strange is that there's key points where they're like, "It's okay, Fife. This is gonna be okay. You're gonna make it home." And I'm like, "Why the fuck are we supposed to care about?" Oh, I get it because there was probably 2 hours or at least two separate large scenes that were 20 to 30 minutes apiece that involved Adrian Brody in this that we never saw. Like maybe he saved somebody's life or whatever. I never read the book, but I mean to sit there and make it seem like he's this main character. Why, if you're gonna make cuts, cut his ass out of the movie completely. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Make changes that make sense. Don't just do it halfway.
It's fantastic. What are you gonna do with it?
Probably file it away and never see it again.
Oh, it's such a waste.
The flashbacks that are in this movie make it very hard. When I was watching it, there were scenes, especially with Jim Caviezel, the guy who I'm going to say is actually the main character of this movie. He jumps back and
Private
forth
Witt.
in time between the modern war, the war that they're actually fighting on that hill, and that place that we see him at the beginning with the island with the natives,
Mhm.
and it jumps back and forth to where he's walking on the hill, and then the next thing you know, he's actually walking on that beach island with the natives thing. But it's so quick, it's so fast, and there's almost no difference in his attire, the music, I mean, there's nothing. Like I almost need like a like type moment just to
Like Mike
know.
Myers comes in
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying. Do me a favor, man. Like just make it look like we're going to a flashback, like to where I know what the hell is happening.
well, speaking
Yeah.
about some of the characters, like this follows, I don't know, 6 to 8 different people, and
Yeah.
there's not enough character building in this movie to care at all about the characters.
Oh,
Like the
completely.
No.
closest ones that I can think of was Nick Nolte's character.
Yeah.
He was interesting because I like his we learn through his actions that he's just a war dog. He just wants to get out and fight. Like this is his first war. It finally happened, and I like that about his character, and it came through. Like he's just over eager. He's
Yeah.
putting all these people's lives in danger just to grab glory for himself.
I've waited all my life for this. I've worked, slaved, eaten old, untold buckets of shit to have this opportunity. I don't intend to give it up now. You don't know what it feels like to be passed over. I mean, you're young. You're just out of the academy. You got your war. This is 15 years. This is my first war.
Well, and I did like towards the end of his, I guess it's like we had everything with Nick Nolte, and then it was like, okay, your battle's done. Bye. We're gonna go and focus on these other people. After they took over that base, he was sitting down and he was kind of like cleaning something, either he's opening a letter or something like that, but he started like tearing up a little bit.
Mhm.
And I'm wondering if it's like he knew that he did his job and he's like, this is probably it for me because we're going to be shipped out and the new people are going to come in. And so it's like, well, that was fun, but kind of hate that it's over type thing. I don't know. Did you guys feel any of that or see any of that?
I love that it was over.
Nope.
No, I meant with his like battle, like that
Yeah.
was his one chance to get everything right. And I don't know if he was kind of overcome with the way they took over that base of, you know, just the pure carnage. And
Yeah.
I don't
That's-
know.
It's
So
it's
here's the
light.
I can't
Yeah.
think of many movies where I would say Nick Nolte is the best part of the movie, but that sort of tells you, because I agree. I think Nick Nolte was the best, or at least in the top 2 to 3. Like I liked Woody Harrelson in this movie, which
For a very brief time.
that tells you where I'm at with this movie. I say things that I would never say in any other instance. Like, at what point have you ever heard me say, you know, who's a really great actor? Woody Harrelson. That doesn't leave my lips. But in this movie, I mean, who do you pick? There's not really anybody to pick from. You've got like maybe
You pick-
Sean Penn.
You pick George Clooney.
His 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Maybe
Breathe
that's
in
it.
there.
Maybe because everybody's on screen for only like 2 to 10 minutes, they don't have
Yeah.
time to fuck it up.
Well, no,
And even
what's
Sean
funny
Penn
is
only has maybe 10.
John brought up
Yeah.
1917, and George Clooney basically plays Benedict Cumberbatch in this movie.
Yeah.
He's on screen
Pretty
for
much.
2 minutes. He's got like
Yep.
a high roll, and then end the movie. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, and
that's-
John Travolta's scene is very
Oh, God,
odd.
on the boat.
Oh, it's awkward.
He's a
It's
general,
so
right?
awkward.
You can obviously tell that boats are not his thing. And airplanes are actually more his speed, you know,
Yeah.
because he's just like, wait, so I have to walk all the way over here to see the other side of the boat? Well, okay, what's this look like?
What's this
Yes.
look
Well,
like?
it's just that
Oh,
that
yeah.
whole scene, like we were talking earlier. This
Oh, and
that
water.
whole scene of with him
water.
and Nick Nolte. It
Mhm.
was just John Travolta walking around, looking at the horizon, and Nick Nolte following behind him like a puppy who wants attention.
Yeah.
Well, I think John Travolta saw this and saw the script and went, "This is going to win an Oscar. I'm gonna do an Oscar performance, no matter what the script says." And then he started acting, and Nick Nolte went, "Where the hell's he going?" And had to like follow him around the whole boat to get his lines out. I can imagine Nick just being like, yelling at, what's his name, Terrence Malick or whatever,
Terrence
yelling
Malick,
at him,
yeah.
just make his ass stand still. Just make him stand still so I can deliver the lines. You can hear him now.
What I
Freaking
thought
out,
during
throwing
what I
the
thought
boat.
during that scene was there's a voiceover. There's a Nick Nolte inner monologue going on during that.
Yes.
It felt like it was shot for that.
Oh,
Like
it's
it's
very
like they
possible.
had no idea what to do during that, and it felt very awkward. It just felt like probably Terrence Malick was probably like, just wander around the boat a little bit. Like we'll throw in some audio,
That's
and then
that's
it's
a sign
just
of a
John
great
Travolta
director.
going.
And we'll throw some lines in for John, you know.
That's
He'll be all right.
That's a sign of a great director. Just circle around the boat a little.
Well,
Can you touch both sides? Good job, guys. Let's hear it for him.
Two things I want to mention. So you mentioned the Oscars in here. I found this interesting. So
Yeah.
this is like a critically acclaimed movie. A lot of critics love this movie. I think the four of us are in the same U-boat or whatever.
Oh wow! Yeah,
Same war,
no.
same war, different theater.
Where this movie belongs, that joke should go. But go ahead, keep going.
To the bottom of the sea.
We're more the kamikaze. They're coming
you might find James Cameron.
James Cameron.
James Cameron.
Lower in the bar. There's but anyway, so it was nominated for 5 Oscars.
Uh-huh.
And it was the only film that year that was nominated for Best Picture that didn't win an Oscar. So it won 0 Oscars, and that's kind of interesting.
So here's what I think, and it's the same thing I always think when it comes to the Oscars. Anytime they do one of these ensemble casts, anytime they do this, it's up for an Oscar. Like it just is.
Yeah.
Like it's just, this is going to be great. We've got 95 of the best the best actors in Hollywood. They're all in it. You know, I've got Tom Hanks is scrubbing toilets, and I've got, Holly Hunter. She's a maid who's also autistic. It's going to be amazing. It's an amazing movie. Ensemble cast. And to me, 80% of the time, 85% of the time, the movie is god awful. and the only people who can appreciate it are the most pretentious jerks in Hollywood. And I just
Yeah.
don't care
Oh,
about the
yes.
movie.
The art was
Well,
amazing. The
and
camera shots were amazing.
I mean, I
Mm.
get why all these people are in it. I mean, Terrence Malick makes Days of Heaven in '78,
Mm-hmm.
which was also critically acclaimed. I've never seen it, but apparently it's a good movie.
Well, everybody compares that movie with this one
Yeah,
a
well,
lot.
he takes a 20-year break,
Mm-hmm.
and then in '98 makes The Thin Red Line, and so everybody's like, "Oh, well, he made this awesome movie. Let's jump on it." It was all he's almost uh like a Paul Thomas Anderson or a who's the other Wes Anderson. Like, oh, I'm gonna go work with Wes Anderson because I want to be in one of his films, right?
He
It's
haven't
almost like
made it.
that's what these big actors did is they went, oh yeah, I want to work with this guy,
Mm.
and that's how he ended up getting all these big actors in his film.
Which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just
No, I mean there's nothing wrong with it, but I just make something out of it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, make
Give
some
them a
characters
chance
not
to hone their
flat.
they've already honed their craft. Give them the world. Let them create it.
Yeah, I will say the other bad part is, and I don't know if you guys did this or not, but did you consider looking at the actors from a completely different angle?
In which way?
Like, what do you
Like
mean?
upside down.
Yeah, like a Terrence
Kind of,
Malick upside down.
kind of. So here's what I
We did see
realized.
one upside down. It was the woman in the swing.
So
Yeah,
so
that's
That was a different angle.
here's what I realized. If you ignore all of the English speaking actors in this movie, if you ignore the Nick Noltes, the Woody Harrelsons, the Sean Penns, etc., and you just focus on the Japanese actors and the Islanders, the
Mm.
acting is 20 times better than any other actor in this
Oh,
movie.
yes, absolutely.
All
For
of the
sure,
Japanese
100%.
soldiers in particular, I was like, they are really scared. Like they might have actually killed some of these guys. Like they don't they look.
I thought the
they
exact
look-
same thing. Now that you mention it, it's like, man, these Japanese guys are they're terrified.
Yeah, they did
Absolutely
a really.
terrified because they know that like this is the end. They know what they've done, and now here come the Americans. It's like, well, crap. And
Until those guys were on
Dean.
camera, I had no feeling towards the movie
Hmm.
at all. When
Yeah.
when the one Japanese soldier is sitting there and he's like holding his buddy or his brother or whoever the guy's
Yeah.
Oh,
supposed
yeah.
to be, I was like, Jesus, that's
and then one of the
pain,
American
man.
guys are just kind of going back there like, yeah, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
I know like what this movie was trying to do. It was trying to show the realism and like how mentally effed up you can get from war. And they're wanting to showcase that with, I guess, maybe two individually instead of as like a group of guys. It was just like, let's focus on this one guy. Like, how did you feel? How does this make you feel? And then they kind of go around that, and then they go, okay, good job. How does this make you feel? You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, there's
But
just too
but at the
many
same
of that,
time,
and there were
without
too
doing
many
that.
different monologues
Yeah.
of too many different people, and I'm like, okay, I get it. I mean, war is not great for both sides. Even if you're winning, you're still gonna have to live with this crap, if you survive. And it's just worse crap, man. But
Yeah, something I want to add is one thing I've read about this movie is a lot of the critics say even if you don't like the story of it, you have to like the cinematography of it.
absolutely.
It was
And
shot well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of torn on that. Not like there's two scenes that I particularly liked, and it's when the soldiers first land on the island
Mhm.
and they're in their new area and they walk by that native. I
Yes.
really like the juxtaposition between the soldiers and the native bypassing each other. I thought that was really cool and really well done. The
Mhm.
other thing that I really liked was when they were ransacking that stronghold or that town or whatever
Yeah.
where the Japanese soldiers were. There's a really cool shot where the camera is following, I think, Witt kind of going around, and then Witt like leaves off camera, I believe. But then the camera follows; it just keeps going forward, and then there's a soldier or a Japanese soldier that's scared out of his mind. He falls on the ground, and they break the fourth wall, and this
Mhm.
Japanese soldier is just staring and super scared of the camera. It's almost like Terrence Malick is, saying, you're in this movie, you're in this, you're a part of this now. And I really like the way they did that.
But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the fighting scenes of this movie, the war scenes of this movie. was really good. And when they actually took over that compound, how chaotic it was. Like there were no lines. They were just running through this compound full steam. And I'm like, how in the hell did these guys just not shoot their own guys?
I'm
Because
sure it happened.
everything looks the same. Everything's kind of dark green. Everything's just like matching. And I'm like, I wonder if this actually really happened in this war. And, you know, they kind of got some friendly fire going on.
I don't know. Well, speaking of friendly fire, John, you want to start rating this?
I see
3.
what you did
Well,
there.
I go like that.
I'm giving
What'd
it
you
a
say?
3.
Giving
Give
it
it a
a
3.
3.
Wow.
Yep, I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. Give it a 3.
Damn.
That's actually a little bit higher than mine. I'm actually going to give it a 2.5.
I think I'm gonna let it go 4.5. Yeah.
Kyle.
Think I'm just gonna give it a 4.
So that means that the Thin Red Line from 1999 gets a 3.5. So thanks for watching this episode where we basically tore the Thin Red Line apart. Critics be damned.
Yeah.
The truth, damn it.
Yeah, we speak the truth.
We are a riot.
Yep. So if you are a Patreon member, thanks for being a Patreon member for us. If you're not, go to screenride.net. You can see all the ways you can support the show. Go to Patreon, sign up for there. If you are a Patreon, you saw us that we spun for the season finale. So go make sure you vote for that. And you also saw that we spun for next week's episode that we're going to cover, and it landed on me for drama, right?
Drama.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a Michael Douglas movie from 1997 called The Game. It's a movie I haven't seen in a while, and I really liked it when I saw it.
Nice.
So come back next week where we will be reviewing The Game. See ya.
See ya.
See ya.